What's up, Zox fam? So we got to get into DC Worlds Collide. Now, I know a ton of you guys obviously been keeping up with the Silver and Blood content. We played Mystic Mayhem as well for Marvel, so why not DC, right? And I feel like this game actually has its own layering and its own structure. There's obviously a new event on right now for the Superman's Legacy, which I think is pretty cool. So it's a great opportunity for you to be able to jump in. Now, the funny thing is that this is not sponsored. So that's one thing I will say, guys. None of these videos have been sponsored. This is just purely trying to give you guys options outside of what we normally have on the channel, which we're going to have other games, right? Just again, for your enjoyment, right? So you pick your poison. Now, jumping into this game, what I really want you guys to get out of this video specifically today is just some tips and some things that I feel like is really important with helping you navigate through this game, because I feel like it's definitely different in each game. There are some similar features, but there's one thing that they actually do in particular that I really like, and it's something that I feel like is one of the great qualities of these types of games, and it's something to basically allow you to be able to recoup or reset something that you may have felt like you overinvested in, or you made a mistake in, right? So let's actually start off with the characters, all right? So we got to start off with what we currently got. Now, we've been playing this for, gotta be 4 or 5 days. I gotta find where the Constantine login thing is, because every time I look at it, I'm like, dude, this is like what day am I on? I think I'm on like day 4, maybe. 4 or 5, maybe, all right? So somewhere around there. But either way, what we currently got going on, we got 4 characters at level 60, which is pretty nice milestone. We're working on the very last one, because that character, just like it is in Silver and Blood, it'll allow you to actually normalize your levels to where everybody's sharing their levels across the board. So 5 characters at that generalized level will allow the rest of the characters in the linking system here, which they call the level link matrix, it'll allow them to share those levels, right? Now, of course, with that, a feature that I really feel like we got to hype up, but even more so because they kind of take it to a whole nother level, is they give you back all the rank material too if you choose to do that. Now, in Silver and Blood, you can only get back at different periods, skill up mats and stuff like that. But in this game, you can actually select at any point and retrain the character and get back all the mats that you put into him. Now, if you decide that, okay, this character, I actually went really deep, because there's a way for you to actually build up a character. So let's actually show that real quick. So how you build up characters in this game is you actually rank them up with shards of other characters, at least for some of the higher rarity characters. Like the epics, that's what you do with them, right? So you use some lower rarity from the blue, purple, and then of course you have your purple shards, or sorry, your gold shards, which there's different fragments that you can obtain for you to be able to raise the values of those characters, right? Or you can just get more dupes of that character, right? So that's basically how it kind of works. So let's say, for example, you're like, I put too much into that character. You can decide to rank retrain, and it'll give you back all those mats as well. It does cost a little bit more, but it is something that you can do, which I was like, that's kind of cool, right? Now, with all of that being said, I want to take a step back real quick. Obviously, talk a little bit about some of the content, show you guys some of the gameplay and just how you can kind of push things. Now, if we go over here, we're at chapter 6-18 right now. And if we go over to start the mission, one of the cool things is that like the comp that I'm using, at least, and one of the things, and this would be my advice, like if you're looking for something to really lean into, I would say anything that's going to allow you to be able to like do a setup where you're able to AoE and then maybe clean up. So I highly recommend, if you don't have what I have, obviously, which you should have the Batman, you should have King Shark, right? But obviously you might not have the Wally until you fuse them. And then of course the Jessica, which is, from the Green Lantern Corps. I definitely highly recommend Huntress. This has probably been one of my favorite, units of that rarity that, again, just offers so much value. She has the ability to basically follow up and do more damage to enemies that have HP lower than 50% HP. So she's able to clean up really well. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So Jessica, I love her too, because she has this ult that shields, and then she AoE like cleaves at the same time. So you'll see it in a second. We'll slow it down so you can see it. Boom. Going 2 times, she shields. All right, time to do it. So she shields everybody, and then she jumps over, AoEs everyone. And then you might have a couple of other follow-ups. And then when Huntress gets to go, she actually has an ability that will allow her to, like I said, if the ally or the enemy is below a certain amount of HP, she'll do X amount of damage. Now, this is a boss fight, so it's not going to show as much here, but that's okay. And then because we have Wally and her, like, so I'm still getting damage, but I'm also getting some extra sustain. And I might need to move Wally up in the King Shark slot so we can keep Batman in the fight a little longer. So she gets to go again. Boom. Boom. Cleaves. Like Cleave is just so huge for her. All right, let's see who he hits. I think he's going to hit Batman. Oh, nope. Oh, nope, he did. All right, there you go. That's all right. And Huntress still gives big damage for me, so we're chilling. And this is Wally's ult. And he'll heal himself or whoever has lower HP at that moment. But it was him at that point. All right, so cool. Hold on, I'm going to show you guys one more so you can kind of see what I do on some of the normal stages. So on normal stages like this, usually Jessica would just kind of go. Boom, leaps, boom. You see that? And then Huntress will just clean up. Right? So she has a follow-up attack that literally will clean up units like that. So she's like really, really good for just like regular wave clearing stuff and just like stage clears in general. And so that's what I've been like kind of just going through the game with. Again, the biggest thing with this game too is also the turn order in your ults, right? Like that can really dictate a lot. So like, for example, if we go back real quick, and I'll just kind of show you guys that. Let's go to 621. Something that can astronomically change the fight, like if you go to ultimate and you shift who goes next, right? So Wally, I don't think needs to be 5th. He definitely needs to be somewhere around here. We could actually try to put him a little earlier because I don't think we're really suffering too much in the damage department. But depending on what fight and what we're up against, we might want Batman's ult to go next. But for right now, we'll do Wally because he also gives sturdy armor too, right? So we'll let this kind of play out. But yeah, that's ultimately like one of the biggest aspects of what you can control, and also placement, right? So like that's the other thing that I think that like is like kind of cool. Like depending on what side, left or right, you place your allies on, that is what you're kind of like having to deal with or having to like you know, kind of think about as far as advantage versus disadvantage. And then it's also important to make sure you have a tank supporting that side that you're trying to protect too. So you just got to see there, having that Wally go up kept my Batman up. So instead of him dying, it's now allowing him to stay alive. And now King Shark is the one that's having to kind of worry about sustaining himself. So we could go go King Shark next because he can self-heal. But little shifts like that can drastically shift how your units perform, right? So we got rid of Red Hood there. And now we just got to get rid of the Batman. Oh, he came back. Oh, yeah, I forgot he has that crap. There we go. Boom. Now he's gone. And I think we get one more ult off here with Wally. And look at that. So he just like absolutely can bring a character back to life. And then he also has heals in between too. So GG, right? So yeah, they do a really, really good job with allowing you to create like different synergies and stuff like that. And there's so many different synergies. Like even right now, they have a new Superman out in the game, which is really, really cool. Now I'm gonna show you guys the gacha too, because I know some of you guys are like, yo, but Zox, you know what we're here for. We're here for pulls, right? The gacha is actually pretty cool too. Very similar to those that are playing Silver and Blood. After you do 120 pulls, you'll be able to actually pick your desired units. So I'm about 100, or 2 multis, maybe 3 multis almost away. I do have recruit tickets right now and gems. We'll just chuck the gems so you guys can see this right now. But once you do this, it'll allow you to actually be able to select handpick what epics you actually get along the way, which I think is like kind of like the biggest thing is like you want to start being able to kind of isolate that a little bit so that you can actually focus them more. And that'll give you a crazy, crazy power push. All right, so let's see. Oh, we got a cheetah. Okay, so we got a good amount of epics here. Or not epics, but what is this rarity? I think it's I think the gold is epics. I think those are like just rares. Yeah. So that I think like again is just kind of like for what it's worth. It's very similar in that regard. And so yeah, again you have the featured banner too, which the featured banner requires these tickets, which you can get from like events and stuff like that. So not too pressed about like pulling on this type of banner. Unless you have these tickets, you can't just use the gems. So you are okay with dumping your gems into here because this is going to be the thing that's kind of like helping you generally flesh out your account. Versus this is what you'll be using or pulling on when you have these tickets saved up. I'm personally going to be going for my very first epic, the Flash, because the Flash is actually a turn meter manipulator. And so I feel like that's actually going to be something that's extremely potent for what I'm trying to do with my team and just other content later down the line. Having the Flash is going to make a big difference in that. And because I have Wally, because I have Jessica, that's going to be great combination. The sturdy armor, the strong attacks, like all of that is just going to work really well hand in hand. So I want the Flash, right? I know some people probably want like Superman, which you can pick between Superman and Wonder Woman. But there is another banner. So these are two different Superman that you can actually get. This one's an attack one. The other one is a tank Superman. So both bringing like crazy value. Both are pretty strong too. So yeah, they got some really cool characters, really good characters at that, right? And the other thing is too, is the events are like basically endless. So they have tons of events helping you out. So it's not like you're just logging in and you're just trying to do stuff all on your own. As you're pushing and like completing content, you will be able to claim extra things. They have a guided mission tab as well. With the guided mission tab, it actually will give you a little bit more insight on some things that you need to be doing. So as you can see, I was pushing 630. And then like, even for what it's worth, it's not just so much, hey, you got to do an event to claim these. These are like things that are already built into the game to give you these tickets, like the super encrypted tokens. You can get these along the way as you are progressing and clearing content in the game. And so this is something that really is going to help you out tremendously with being able to have more things built out on your account. And really just getting to that point where you're actually feeling like your account's much stronger, right? So they do a really good job with that. Of course, they do have other content like the Hall of Justice. That's something that I just recently got in. Shout out to the homie Scion Storm. I joined his. But they have this content, which is really cool as well. You go in here with your strongest team. You try to do as much damage as you can. It's really straightforward. They have a lot of other content like the multiverse. They have Convergence, Evil Falls, War World, and then the Elseworld with the Crisis Watch as well. That's something we'll get to at 12:30. But this opens on a daily routine or like reset or rotation. So like today, we're actually farming the mats required for the bat cycle. But on Saturday, that's the day I'm really looking forward to, because this day we'll actually be able to farm the mats for us to be able to ascend our characters. And that's something that I really need desperately so I can actually build more stuff, or at least build the units that I'm building up. The main antagonists also have dungeons as well, and they rotate. They give you different gear. So these are like some of your gear dungeons. So it's really like laid out really well in terms of how they have it. Let me see what else we got here. Go back. We have the War World, which is like PvP, right? So you have Victor's Arena, which is 11:15, and then you also have the Elite Arena, which is 11:15. But regular arena is pretty straightforward. I'll show you guys that because I need to do some anyway. We'll go in here with our free tickets. It doesn't really matter because I think we beat all these. And so let me actually change my team out real quick. Put Wally in, and we're gonna take out Catwoman, put Huntress in. So yeah, there we go. We got 35k CP. So we absolutely clap these guys. All right. Dude, Bizarro is just like he has the weirdest skill, but he does have a freeze, which is really strong. Oh, there, just as I was talking about it, like it froze my freaking AoE cleave. That's all right though. We got Huntress though, and see they got Huntress on their side. Like she does some really good damage. Boom. And there we go. Okay, I forgot Harley Quinn has that. Oh wait, we can actually skip this, can't we? Yeah, there we go. There you go. All right, so there you go. So now we got gems from that, and we also got the arena tokens. So you can kind of see like the game like has a lot of skip features as well. So you can like literally blast stuff as you're going through and ranking up. You get rewards for the very first time. So I just like dropped like 2K, and we already are back on the road to having that fulfilled again. So like it's kind of crazy how much like mats and like materials you can get. They got a good battle pass as well. So yeah, there's a lot that you can get out of this game right now. Now, I would definitely say as far as where we're going to be starting our series off of, this is a free to play account, right? We're basically just generally pushing. I will have some like regular videos, just kind of going through showing like some of the newer content, challenge content, stuff like that. We have the first purchase, like again, just to prove that we haven't bought anything on the account. This character, for those that are wondering, is it worth buying? Yes, Green Arrow is actually really, really busted. He has like an AoE nuke that's really good. And you pair that up with any unit that's able to like reduce any sort of defense, like yeah, GG, whatever he's hitting is getting melted. And the more he's invested, the better he is. But yeah, the Green Arrow is great, right? So that's a first purchase reward, but is it possible to summon him? Yes, it is. So that's something that you could also gain from that. Again, the biggest thing too, guys, they do have the AFK rewards, which is something I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to. Again, like I said before, the main thing with this is that it's all about the synergies of who you're putting together. Your layout and your formation is going to be the biggest thing. And then for other content, like for example, when you're looking at, and I'll just show you this lastly, not this, but the convergence, this is going to be based around the attributes, right? So it'll have attribute exclusive content. So it's not so much just faction based, but it's like, hey, what attribute are you, right? And can you be used here? So you can see that this is going to then further the importance of having units of other, other like not even just other colors, but just having multiple units of the same color so that you can actually clear content. So yeah, I mean, this is what we currently are doing right now, and this is where we're currently at. I feel like we're at a pretty good spot considering that like, I was sick and now I'm actually like able to like really get into the grind of the game. So yeah, we're gonna keep pushing, see how much further we can get, and then we'll have some more videos. So I'll give you guys some more tips. If you guys want to see more content on this game when you've been enjoying it, definitely let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll drop a few videos for you guys. So yeah, that's basically going to be that with this one, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.